This is unbelievable. And yet it's not unbelievable at all, because when you have a years long, unbroken pattern of constant surveillance based criminal aggression and harassment and physical harm, then you should not be surprised when that ongoing, unbroken cycle continues to occur in an unbroken, cyclistic pattern. It is 2:30 in the morning on Saturday, September 27th, 2025. I just had to leave a third voicemail for the Greenville Group in the last 13 hours, a third voicemail in the last 13 hours regarding Jasmine Irizarry's ongoing, much bragged about use of a directed energy device to electronically assault other tenants based on what the Greenville Group is providing her in terms of the footage of these other tenants engaging in personal and private activities in their living spaces. These personal and private activities are nothing unusual and nothing weird and nothing to be embarrassed about. But they do involve the removal of clothing. And that is when Jasmine Irizarry suddenly starts using a directed energy device to electronically assault me based on what she obviously has knowledge of me doing in the privacy of my bathroom and of my living space. I am lying on my bed right now. I'm fully clothed. I don't remove my clothes when I lie on my bed because I know there are surveillance devices in this living space, and there have been for at least 10 years. In 2015, I had coworkers coming up to me at my workplace telling me that they could see what I was doing in my living space. And some of them made some really nasty comments about personal and private activities. Nothing weird, but just weird things that I would do when I would come home from work, for instance, that they should have had no knowledge of, but they did. So when Jasmine Irizarry brags that she is getting paid a lot of money to use a directed energy device, and she makes these comments in written format on my social media pages and then doubles down on those comments and then doubles down on those comments and then doubles down on those comments, then that is exactly what is happening, because that is exactly what I keep reporting and experiencing is happening. And then it is corroborated by the stupid criminal itself that claims that it is getting paid a lot of money to engage in the use of a very harmful, homicidal weapon, such as a directed energy device. So again, I just had to leave a voicemail for the Greenville Group at 2:30 in the morning because I'm lying on my bed trying to sleep. I'm fully clothed. I'm not doing anything weird. I'm trying to sleep. It's 2:30 in the morning. I have the right to try to sleep and lie on my bed. But Jasmine Irizarry is a severely disturbed, obsessive sex offender who pervs and creeps and gets all triggered and jiggy when people do normal, regular things like trying to use a toilet, like trying to take a shower, like opening their mouth to floss or to brush their teeth. I haven't mentioned this in videos because I can't disclose every single thing that triggers this piece of shit into using a directed energy device to electronically assault me. But she does. And one of the things that she gets violent about is when I open my mouth to try to do anything with it. Right? And I've mentioned this briefly in other videos. If I open my mouth, she becomes violent and aggressive and starts using a directed energy device to electronically assault me. She has some kind of psychotic thing with open mouths. Sex offender, right? I mean, nobody else in their right mind would get triggered by something like that. Everybody has to open their mouth to do something, right? You can't eat or drink without opening your mouth. You can't brush your teeth without opening your mouth. She has this obsessive psycho reaction to people's mouths. And that's how you know you're dealing with a mentally disturbed sex offender psychopath, which is exactly what she happened to be 19 years ago when she was a psychiatric inmate at the Shattuck Hospital, which is located a mile and a half down the road from here. And she was trying to kill people even when she was a psychiatric inmate in lockup at the Shattuck Hospital. And now she's living in this building a mile and a half down the road and trying to kill people in this building, no longer trying to vomit on them, but she does smear her body fluids all over people's clean towels and sheets. And she also contaminates their food and their cosmetics. Not a surprise there. That's something she was doing at the Shattuck Hospital as well, and was known for doing at the Shattuck Hospital. But she has also apparently graduated to using fairly advanced electronic technology, such as lasers that emit EMF output, which is called a directed energy device. And then she tries to kill people using that directed energy device. When you use a directed energy device to electronically assault other people, you can very easily kill them. That's a fact. So I just left a voicemail for the Greenville Group, letting them know that their paid career criminal fixer and resident psychopath, resident homicidal psychopath, obsessive sex offender who focuses on women, I don't think she harasses men. I've been told by the Boston Police Department she exclusively goes after women, and their kindly phrased term was, "Oh, she targets women." Yeah, that's an understatement. That doesn't even begin to cover what she does to women. She also tries to rape women physically, and I have a funny feeling she molests little girls physically. I have no way of proving that, but I have a funny feeling that she doesn't stop at just using surveillance devices in women's bathrooms and then electronically assaulting them with her directed energy device to let them know that she's just a few feet away and that she can see them taking their clothes off. And that's what's happening now, except I'm not taking my clothes off. I'm just lying on my bed fully clothed, trying to sleep. And I had been trying to sleep for 2 hours. And as soon as I went down on my bed and lay flat on my back facing the ceiling, because that seems to trigger Irizarry, who is a severely disturbed sex offender pervert, she gets all jiggy and worked up with her directed energy device when I try to lie on my bed facing the ceiling, because that's how I sleep. I sleep flat on my bed like a mummy. I don't like to sleep on my stomach. I can't. It gives me a stiff neck and twisted spine. So I try to sleep flat on my back, and that seems to trigger her into violently assaulting me with her directed energy weapon, which is not a very good feeling. It feels like you are literally getting electrocuted. There's no other feeling like it. It's a horrible feeling. It feels like you're being electrocuted. I'm going to say this again. The use of a directed energy weapon is like nothing else. It does not mimic symptoms of something else. You do not accidentally mistake it for a heart attack or for a hot flash or for a panic attack. It is a full-blown electronic assault, and that is exactly what it feels like. To anyone with any discerning intelligence, you know when there's an electric current running through your body, regardless of the source or the cause. Sometimes you can accidentally electrocute yourself by sitting on a wire or something, but that is not the case here. This is a known homicidal psychopath, registered level 3 child molesting sex offender who is directly below 76 right now, getting all aggressive with her directed energy weapon. And she's been doing this since 2017. She has even admitted to that. End of story. The Greenville Group needs to be taken to court for this. You cannot house large numbers of psycho trash who homicidally target other people without being held responsible for that criminal neglect and negligence at some point.